Alright guys, it's P. Nicole. Welcome back, YouTube fam. Tonight, we are going to be talking about Niger. I've been following what's been going on in Niger, and I'm going to say it once again, Niger. So first off, I think it's important that we give these people the respect, put some respect on their name by pronunciating the name of their country correctly. It's not Niger, it's not Niger, it's Niger. Okay, so let's start there. Did you know Niger is located in West Africa? Niger has a population of 20 million people. It was colonized by the French in 1922. French has been over there for some time. The French has been doing their thing in Niger for quite some time. Now, one may ask themselves, what would France, or why would France want to colonize? Well, apparently it has to be something that's in their best interest or in their financial best interest. And for those of you who do not know, Niger is one of the world's largest producers of uranium, basically meaning it has one of the world's largest uranium deposits. So that would explain why the French is over there. And right now, what's going on over there isn't getting enough coverage, and I think that this is news that you need to know. Now, what is uranium used for? We're going to go back to 101 because, hey guys, I'm learning too. We're learning together. This is a journey that we are on. So uranium is essential for the French power plants. Uranium also can be used and is used to produce nuclear weapons. So it's very beneficial for any country, specifically France. And let's jump right into what the people have gotten out of it. Well, Niger is the world's seventh poorest country. Let me say that once again for the people in the back. Niger is number 7 on the world's poorest countries. Now let's talk about that, because number 7, you might be like, oh, that doesn't sound so bad, but how many countries is it in the world? Well, there's 195 countries, and Niger ranks number 7 of the poorest on the list. Now, if you think about it this way, how is it possible to have one of the world's largest uranium deposits and be number 7 as far as which country is the poorest? Sounds like there's some exploitation going on, and the French are the ones that are over there and they colonize it. So we're going to just put all the blame on the French. So let's get into the political or the government structure in Niger. Now ousted President Mohamed Bazoum. I don't know if that's how he pronounces his name. If it's not, my apologies. He was elected in 2021. Now, the military has overthrown him and kicked him out. They didn't want his leadership. They didn't want him in government. And you have to ask yourself, how did he win an election if the people didn't want him? Or is it because of what has happened since he was elected, where they've become disgruntled with his leadership and thought that he was taking their country in a completely different direction? Well, let's get into the numbers, guys, because that's what we do over here on Did You Know? We talk about facts. So apparently there was an election, a democratic one in Niger. President Mohamed won the democratic election by 55% of the votes. Now, if you think about that on a larger level, 55%, that's more than half the people, right? So apparently at one point they wanted him in office. But let's look at that 55% and break it down. So there are 20 million people in Niger, 20 million. Okay, out of that 20 million, those who are eligible to vote, only 27% voted. 27% voted. So that's roughly 3 out of 10 people. That means that he didn't get too many of the votes. Now the question is, why the people of Niger, why didn't they vote? Could it be possibly voter suppression? Could it be potentially he was put in office despite what the people wanted? Who knows? But the funny thing is, the citizens of Niger are supporting the military. And the military took over the government once they ousted President Mohammed. Well, once the military took over, the first priority for them was to get France up out of there. Now, why would they want them out of there? Here we go again. How do we have one of the world's largest uranium deposits and we're the 7th poorest in the world? How is that even possible? Could it be bad dealings? Bad trade agreements? Could it be potentially they are being and have been exploited by France and other countries for quite some time? That's what the people say. That's what the military is saying. They don't want him in office. It's their country. It's their choice. Call it a coup or not. We're not going to get into that. We're just spitting the facts over here. And so what did France say and what did France do? Well, they said, well, we're not going to go anywhere. And because you guys did what you did, we're going to now retract that $2.2 billion worth of aid. Do you realize that I think it's somewhere upwards of 70%, maybe 80, potentially 90 people in Niger don't have power. They don't have electricity, none. And do you realize that that uranium that France has been extracting for some time from Niger powers 1 out of 3 homes in France? But the people of that country where you're extracting that uranium from, they don't have electricity. But you're taking it from us, empowering your homes, gave us a bad deal that we've been stuck in. They're rising up and they're saying no more. Now, you may feel like, well, this is a problem. This is their problem. We have our own problems here. And this is true. But the problems of Africa are the problems of the people here in the United States. It's the problems of all of us. And for those people who are African of African descent, we have to stop seeing ourselves as divided. Let's not see it as the people in Africa, the African Americans, the Caribbeans. We're all Black people and we all come from the same exact place. So it's important for us to, number one, be knowledgeable on current events, especially ones that are directly linked to our people. Number two, to know what's going on in government, because believe it or not, what's happening over there can easily end up happening over here. And just to put it out there, there are things that are going on here that are troublesome. And next thing you know, we'll just be a few stones away from also being a third world country. So we can't get complacent. We can't get comfortable. We can't get distracted. We can't be distracted. There's a lot of distractions in America. And it's a challenge to find a reliable news source to get this information from, because it's political. There's agendas over here. And so stories are bent and broken to fit the narrative. So this video was basically a quick overview of what is happening in Niger. We will be doing more stories and keeping you up to date. I just wanted to go ahead and get this information out. As I'm learning, we're learning together. Did you know? This is P. Nicole. Put your thoughts in the comments. Tell me what you think, and we will see you next time.
Go ahead, support the show. Drop a like and subscribe. I promise you that is worth all your time.